All right, I'm here. I'm sorry it took so long. I have absolutely been swamped with work. We can finally get started. Hey Hermes, what brings you to the gates of judgment? You got a package for one of us? No, I'm here to prep George for his upcoming hearing. Is he available? Hang on. Did you say hearing? Are you talking about that trial that you told us about back in November, I think? Well, duh. Did you not receive the message? The hearing is starting soon. In a couple of days, I think. What? No, we didn't receive any updates. Ugh, of course you didn't. See, we got this new guy. He's not reliable at all. Plus, the system is all out of whack since the office gained sentience back in October. Plus, there was that whole filing cabinet revolt thing and... Hermes! Focus! Explain the update. Okay, so the trial I told you about back in November, it's been changed to a hearing. Think of it like a probation hearing. They're going to determine whether or not he needs further punishment. Wait, so if I'm found innocent, are they releasing me from hell? No, nothing that drastic. See, if they think that you have become a better person than you used to be, then you get to keep your job here. Oh. What happens if they find I'm not any better? Well, then you're going back to level 5 of hell. What? How can they do that? Lucifer himself upgraded George to level 2 after the performance review last year. Yeah, ever since George helped Loki cause chaos around the whole afterlife, they're reevaluating the whole thing. I see. Don't worry, George. I'm here to act as your lawyer. I'll help you out. Really? Do you know anything at all about law? I have worked a lot with Themis, so I've got a pretty decent idea on how this all works. Mm-hmm. And exactly what kind of work have you done for the Greek goddess of justice and law? Hey, I've delivered a lot of legal documents for her. Ugh. I'm doomed. Hey, where did Dad go? I was gonna make a Common Grounds run, and since he's had it now, I wanted to see if he wanted anything. Oh, he's in the Gates of Judgment break room with Hermes. They're working on prepping for the upcoming hearing. Oh, wait. Hearing? What do you mean by that? Oh, right. Nobody's told you yet. See, your dad is being partially blamed for the whole Chaos Apple thing, since Loki wouldn't have gotten those apples without George's help in the first place. What? That's hardly fair. From what I've been told, he was kind of coerced into the whole thing. Yeah, it's mostly Loki's fault. Him and that chaos goddess, Eris. I agree, but the powers that be are still placing some of the blame on George's shoulders, even though it doesn't really make much sense. Is there something we can do to help? Ooh, what if we went to the hearing? Show him some support. Oh, that is a perfect idea. We'll leave Thanatos, Am, and Loki running the gates while we go cheer on George at his hearing. Okay, Hermes, how are we going to prove that I'm an innocent victim in all of this? I'd rather avoid going back to hell. No, there's no proving you innocent. You did do the things that they said you did. Even you can't deny that. But it's not my fault. I was coerced by Loki into repaying him a favor. It doesn't matter. You willingly helped Loki. You willingly went into the Wiccan Summerlands. You willingly took Chaos Apples from Eris. But I didn't really have much of a choice in all of that. What are you talking about? Sure you did. You could have said no at any time. What? Loki made it seem like I didn't have any options. Well, of course he did. He's Loki. I feel like such an idiot. Hey, don't worry about it. Loki has gotten absolutely everyone in the afterlife at least once. Alright, well, if I'm already provably guilty, What's the point in any of this? To prove how much you've changed, of course. And luckily, there is a very simple way to do that. So, you and the boys would like to go support their father during the hearing. And you'd like to leave myself, Loki, and Am in charge of the Gates of Judgment while you're gone. Yeah, that's about the gist of it. And before you say anything, I know we're supposed to fulfill some sort of quota, but I was hoping... No. It's quite all right. I understand your need to support your friend, and their need to support their family. It's okay. Take the time and go. Huh. I didn't expect you to give in so quickly. I am trying not to be as much of a hard-ass, Angelo. As much as I'd like to go back to my old job, I'm attempting to embrace the atmosphere that you've cultivated here. I'm glad to hear it. You know, especially with your attitude towards Callie, you're really starting to become the uncle of our little group. Or more like the grandfather. The big, dark, serious grandfather that nobody wants to piss off. Thank you, I think. So, you're saying the solution is character witnesses. Just people who know me and can vouch for me. Yep. We just need enough people who know you personally and can tell the council how much of a better person you've become since you started working at the gates. Are you sure that's going to work? Wouldn't anybody who knows me be biased in one way or another? Don't worry. Councils like the one they're assembling have a way of getting to the truth at the heart of the matter. Fine. So, who should we get to speak for me? Well, I mean, there are some obvious ones. Angelo, Henry, Ollie. They've all seen you grow. Ollie especially. He was so hostile towards you at the beginning. Okay, that sounds good. Of course, they're going to call in people that also have a bias against you. Bitter exes, former employees that hold a grudge. You know, those sorts of people. Oh, great. But we can mitigate the damage if we get the right kind of people. Like, say, an angel who's beloved by children and the entirety of the afterlife. Or an innocent child who looks up to you as a father figure. No, we will not be dragging Grace and Callie into this. But they're the perfect candidates. Who would be more trustworthy than those two? They don't deserve to be shoved in front of a judgmental council and grilled for information about me. I won't put them through that. George, they are the sharpest tools in our arsenal. Why wouldn't we use them? Because I'm not worth it. Because I may lose. Because I couldn't bear it if they got confirmation that I'm not as good as they think I am. George, that's not how they'd see it at all. We are not calling them in for this, and that's final. I'd rather go back to hell. Fine. We'll try to find some other people who hold sway. Maybe someone who knows your innermost thoughts. Oh, yeah. Psyche might be a really good call. I wasn't talking about her. Hold on, I'm gonna have to call and see if he's available. Who is it that you're talking about? Someone from the Office of Dreams. Alright, no answer at the Office of Dreams. I guess something huge is going down. I left a message. Hopefully they get back to me soon. Well, we've got other people we can bring in, right? My Gates of Judgment co-workers / family. Was there anyone else? I can call on souls that you've helped throughout the afterlife. There's nobody other than Angelo, Henry, and Ollie that can vouch for me on a personal level. And I can try the Grim Reaper who brought you to the afterlife in the first place? Should I just say my goodbyes now? Look, can I please just call Callie and Grace? Let's just go. It's almost time, right? Yeah, you're right. I hate it, but you're right. Come on, let's go. All right, gentlemen. George and I are taking our leave. It's almost time for his trial. You're not going anywhere without us. You need a cheering section, George, and we're going to give it to you. You're all willing to do that for me? Of course we are. We're your family. We're not going to let you do this alone. Not when we're here to help you out. Besides, we were also hoping that you would take us on as character witnesses. I mean, who knows you better than we do? That was exactly what we were thinking too. There is nobody in the entire afterlife who knows how much you've grown more than us. We will tell that council just how much of a good person you've become. Yeah, and what kind of coworker you've become too. And how much you've improved as a father. Guys, I might not get another chance to do this, so can I say something before we go? All right, but make it quick. We're running late. Okay, well, I just wanted to say, over 2 years ago, when I first got here, I thought this whole thing was going to be a waste of time. I didn't think redemption was possible, especially for a guy like me. I thought I was too far gone in my bigoted attitudes and abusive tendencies. But since then, for example, Henry. When you first got here, I may have put on a friendly face, but deep down, I didn't know if my horrible attitude would come back and I'd treat you poorly. That fear only doubled in me when I found out you were actually my kid. I know I wasn't present in your life when you were alive, and I'm really sorry about that. But since I've met you, you've been such a positive force in mine. I can only hope that I've given you half the support that you've given me. Ollie, I've made so many mistakes with you, especially way back when. I didn't know how to be a father to an addict. I'm so sorry that I made your life harder. But seeing the man you've become in the afterlife, seeing how you've grown and changed, I'm so proud of you, Ollie. I can't believe how good of a man you've become, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And Angelo, you've been with me since the very beginning. You believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. You've been nothing but a friend to me since I got here. You've shown me tough love when I needed it. You've given me room to grow. I don't know if I've become a better person since I got here. I like to think that I have. And if I have, it was because of your influence. So thank you, Angelo, sincerely. And to the rest of you who are also here. Yeah, sappy, blah, blah, blah. We get it. Everyone's crying. Let's go. We're gonna be late. I call this courtroom to order. This is the trial of Mr. George Stewart, prisoner of hell and current intern at the gates of judgment. Welcome, Mr. Stewart, and to your legal counsel, Hermes. Pleasure to be here, all. I hope we will have a productive day, and I trust the council will make the right judgment calls. Hello. I'm not entirely sure how this is supposed to work. Am I supposed to make some sort of opening statement? No, this isn't that kind of courtroom. Oh, sorry. It is quite all right. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the judge. I am a being appointed by the universe in order to oversee and have final say over cosmic matters such as this very hearing. I am the head of this council. I will allow my fellow council members to introduce themselves. I believe you're already familiar with them, Mr. Stewart. Hello, George. I am Psyche. As you remember, I am your personal psychiatrist. I am also the goddess of psychology in the Greek pantheon. I can attest to George's growth over the last 2 years. Hello, Psyche. It's good to see you again. I am Agador. I am in charge of level 5 of the Christian Hell. I have overseen Mr. Stewart's torture, both physical and psychological, since his arrival. I am also very familiar with his attitudes when he first arrived in the afterlife. Yeah, I remember you. Hello. Excuse me, I have an objection to the literal demon that's in charge of causing pain to my client being part of the council for this hearing. Oh, bite me, wing boy. Agador was specifically chosen because of his expertise in rehabilitation and his familiarity with Mr. Stewart. He will be able to tell us if Mr. Stewart has changed sufficiently. Plus, Psyche is also here, which I believe is a point in George's favor. Alright, fine, I guess you have a point. All things in balance, Hermes. They will provide much needed perspective for these hearings. Speaking of, allow us to state the intended purpose of these hearings for the record. We are here to determine whether or not George Stewart has improved during his time at the Gates of Judgment, thus also evaluating our customer service rehabilitation program. If we find that he has not improved, he's coming back to his room in level 5. About that, Mr. Stewart would like to lodge a complaint. The controlling powers of hell have already determined that he has been upgraded to level 2. True enough. However, if we find he's still a jackass, I think we can all agree that he has been reevaluated and will regress to level 5. For the record, I believe that is a bit harsh as sentencing goes. You were outvoted, Doc. Quite. Mr. Stewart, do you understand the terms? Yes, but there was something I wanted to say before we began. I never would have helped Loki with those apples if I thought I had the choice. Nevertheless, you did help Loki, and as a result, many areas of the afterlife were negatively affected by the chaos. Yes. I'm very sorry about that. Really, very sorry. Noted. Now, let us begin in earnest. The main bulk of these proceedings shall be calling up persons of interest to testify on behalf of Mr. Stewart and how they view him as a person. Once we have seen sufficient testimonies, we will make our decision. I believe it would be beneficial for us to start with Mr. Stewart's direct supervisor during the last 2 years at the Gates of Judgment. And that would be... Angelo, formerly Soul Wrangler number 0211. I have no objections with starting with Mr. Stewart's boss. As a matter of fact, I think he'll be particularly enlightening. Angelo, we call forth upon you to take the stand, if you would. Hello, everyone. Nice to be here on behalf of a hell of an intern. Pun intended. Very humorous. Please state your name and occupation for the record. I am Angelo, former head of the Gates of Judgment, currently a subordinate to Thanatos. Do you understand that while you are on that stand, you will be compelled to tell the truth, even if you try to suppress it? I do. Do you also consent to the memories of the past being projected onto the courtroom in order to fully understand the scope of these facts? Sure, that's fine. All right, let us begin the questioning. Angelo, in your own words, how would you describe Mr. Stewart's attitudes when you met him? I'd describe him as surly. He definitely had some anger issues. He had quite a bit of an attitude, and he stated multiple times that he didn't think rehabilitation was worth his time.
I guess this is supposed to be some sort of rehabilitation for you. That's the intention, I guess, with this whole exercise. You don't seem that enthusiastic about it. This rehabilitation is pointless. Nobody ever really changes. That's always been my philosophy. What's that saying? A leopard never changes its spots. Pay attention, dumbass. I ain't going where they told me to go. I deserve a spot in heaven. I ain't going to hell, son. You're going to do whatever you have to do to make that right. And I don't have to knock your teeth out. Call me moron again, and whatever punishment awaits you will pale in comparison to the wrath I bring upon your head. What in the hell do you think you just said to me? You will be quiet while I am talking. It's not going to work. What's that? This whole rehabilitation thing. I don't think it's going to work. So what are the clubs like in hell? Ooh, I bet there's a lot of substances and dancing and music and... Enough! There are no clubs, there is no sex, there are no demons that will turn you into an overlord. You will not become a mythical creature. It is torture, plain and simple. Get it?
What in the heck was that? How did they project memories of the past up on the wall? I don't even see any projectors in here. And Angela wasn't even present for at least one of those. Those were flashback clips relevant to what Angela was saying. The judge is a very show, don't tell kind of person. Whenever possible, he wants a visual of what the person is talking about. So, those were all moments from the past that were somehow recorded. How were they recorded? Where did the camera come from? I was there. I didn't see anybody else. And stop worrying about this so much. The universe has a way of providing this information. That's all you need to know. Now, pipe down. They're still questioning Angelo. Okay, some of those clips were taken out of context. Still, I would say that they effectively show us how Mr. Stewart was towards the beginning of his time with you. Look, okay, fine. He may have been like that at the beginning, but he definitely didn't stay that way. Angelo, can you provide any examples of how George has changed during his time with you? Of course. His anger has quelled quite a bit. He has shown compassion and caring for his fellow souls, even the ones that are damned. And he's shown an interest in things that he didn't show an interest in before. Maybe life isn't perfect, but this kid is happy and is growing up well. Is it okay? He has a family? Ma'am, as I said, I'm not allowed to tell you what happened to your son. This is just a random story that I just happened to come across. Has nothing to do with your situation whatsoever. Thank you. For what it's worth. You're not going to hell because of what happened with your son. You're going there because of some of the bad decisions you made afterwards. It's not a very high level, either. It's not so intense. You'll be fine. Trust me. Well, I'm sorry that your soul went through that. Welcome to the afterlife and the gates of judgment. Now let's see here. Yes, your file is finally coming through, and you're getting a paradise. Oh, I see. You died after trying to save your neighbors from a fire. Oh, actually, could you tell me if I saved that kid? I kind of collapsed the moment I took him out of the house. Let me see. Yes, actually, he is safe. His parents are very grateful, and... Oh, it looks like they're going to take in your dog for you. Aw, my little buddy. Good. He's a really good dog. He deserves a nice family. In the mortal realm, I felt like I was in control of most situations. Seeing all of this mystical mumbo-jumbo. I don't know. I haven't felt this way since I was a child. It's the same feeling I felt when I cracked open Treasure Island or the Chronicles of Narnia for the first time. That is called a sense of wonder, and I didn't actually think you were capable of it. If I'm being honest, neither did I. Thank you for that brief insight to your mind, by the way. You see? And all of those were just from his first year at the gates. In your considered opinion, has George changed for the better in any way? Absolutely. I have seen him become a much better version of himself. He's actually become quite a friend to me. Of course Angelo is going to say that. It's part of his job to rehabilitate the inmate. It makes him look bad if the inmate hasn't improved at all. That is a rather cynical view of Angelo's testimony. As we stated earlier, he could not lie even if he wanted to. Be that as it may, I'm not entirely sure we can trust his testimony to be entirely on the up and up. More information is certainly needed. Thank you, Angelo. You may step down. All right, but for the record, I have seen George become as good a man as anyone in paradise. And if you do decide that he deserves to go back to hell, you're going to have quite a few surly gates workers against you. Thank you. It would be useful, I think, to call upon someone who has only known George since his arrival at the Gates of Judgment. In particular, I think we should talk to Henry Butcherson. Wait a minute. Are you talking about that trans guy that was originally George's daughter through an illicit affair? That is a crude and somewhat rude description of the man, but yes, him. I think hearing Henry's perspective might give us a good idea of Mr. Stewart's own attitudes while he's been working at the gates. Mr. Butcherson, if you would kindly take the stand. Hi, I'm right here. Pleasure to be of assistance to the council. I hope I could be some help. Welcome. Please state your name and how you are related to the inmate. Henry Butcherson. I'm George's co-worker, but I also happen to be his son. You understand that you will be compelled to tell the truth and that we will be showing relevant memories and moments to enhance your testimony?
Yeah, I was watching while Angelo did the whole thing just now.
All right, I will allow my colleagues to ask you questions then. Henry, when was the first time you met George?
About 2 years ago when I first started volunteering at the gates.
And what were your first impressions of your once absentee father?
He was fine. He treated me well, but I was really nervous, so I put on this deeper voice to make myself sound more, masculine.
I want to actually help people, get people to their chosen afterlife, give advice when I need to, things like that. That sounds very noble of you. No wonder you got a paradise. You should know, if you're going to be volunteering here, then you're probably going to be dealing with an awful lot of damned souls. Probably more of those than the good ones, to be honest. On that note, thank you for the assist from both of you. I was feeding off the intern's energy. Love the sass you served, by the way. Well, I was trying to back up Henry's own authority in the situation and annoy the soul at the same time, so win-win. So, in answer to your question, Henry, I have a question of my own in return. Okay. Do you plan at all on flirting with me or hitting on me? What? Absolutely not. You're not even remotely my type. Then we are good. Did I really make a comment about Henry potentially flirting with me on the day that I met him? That's awful. Hey, to be fair to you, you didn't exactly know who he was, for that moment. Even so, yeah, those were pretty outdated comments to make, man. Just, I'd like to crawl into a hole now. No time for that, George. We're just getting started. And why would you hide your true voice from your father?
Well, I was afraid he wouldn't accept me if I didn't fulfill some sort of made-up expectations.
Isn't that also why you hid the truth from him about the fact that you're his daughter turned son?
Yeah. I was really afraid that he would outright reject me if he knew the truth.
Why haven't you told him yet?
You knew from the first moment that you saw me, huh?
Well, duh. It's what I sensed about you the moment you walked into the gates.
I don't know how to tell him.
Well, that's easy. You tell him by using your mouth to say words.
Hardy har. I can't deal with it if he rejects me.
I'm George's kid. The one that he had with his secretary. My mom is Rose.
Oh. That actually explains a lot of things.
Why is it so easy for me to tell you, but I'm having trouble trying to tell him?
For one, it didn't seem all that easy to tell me, so thank you for sharing.
It felt like the easiest thing I've done all night.
Well, I think the far more likely reason is it doesn't matter to you how I react, but it does matter how George reacts. Was there anything in particular that made you feel like George was still bigoted?
No, not at all. He had obviously changed, even from the moment that I met him.
But did he not confess to you several times that he still had those bigoted ideas even when he arrived at the afterlife?
Well, what does that matter?
It matters because we're trying to determine whether or not he's still that person.
He's not. Even if he is sometimes afraid that he might be.
When I was alive, in my early life, I wasn't exactly a friend to the gay community. I found it all very odd, in direct defiance of God's plan.
Oh, you are one of those types.
Unfortunately, yes. I wasn't out there counter-protesting or anything extreme like that. It's just, I wasn't exactly kind to those who crossed my path.
What? Were you actually lying and you actually do have a problem with me?
No. Well, yes, I was lying, but no, I don't have a problem with you. You see, my answer implied that I learned my lesson about your community while I was alive.
And you didn't?
Regrettably, no. I was still quite bigoted toward the end of my life.
Thank you for taking my call, Henry. I know you're not technically supposed to be working at the Gates of Judgment today, but I needed a little bit of help with this soul.
No problem, George. I'm happy to help. What's going on with this soul that you need the input? You're usually pretty good at handling the bad souls on your own.
Okay, this whole thing has gotten out of hand. I stand firm in the fact that I was not a bigot. The whole Pride Month thing has just gotten blown out of proportion. It's not my fault they're all freaks. So that's basically the situation, and as a former bigot myself, I didn't feel like I had a leg to stand on when it came to arguing with this soul. I thought I needed some reinforcements.
There, did you see the guilt that he felt in all those moments? He might have felt that way before, but he certainly doesn't feel that way now. I concur. George has not shown any bias towards anybody in the LGBTQIA+ community since his time in hell. Yeah, well, just because someone got past their own dumb attitudes doesn't mean they're 100% better.
But it is a step in the right direction. Thank you, Henry. You may step down.
For my final words on this, I have felt nothing but respect from George before and especially after he found out the truth about me. I am proud of him, and I really like our relationship together. So, I hope you all make the right call. Thank you. I think it might benefit us if we talk to somebody who knew Mr. Stewart while he was alive and has gotten to know him since his work at the Gates of Judgment. By your description, it seems like we should talk to Oliver, George's son. I believe he is also a volunteer at the Gates currently.
That is an excellent idea. We'll get a clearer picture of how Mr. Stewart was in life, plus how much he's changed since his work at the Gates. Is Oliver Stewart available to take the stand?
Hi. Yeah, I'll help in any way that I can.
Hello, sir. Will you please state your name and your relation to the inmate for the record?
I'm Oliver Stewart, although I do prefer to go by Ollie, if you don't mind. George Stewart is my father. He's also my co-worker at the Gates of Judgment, where I volunteer.
You were a witness to the previous two testimonies?
Yeah, I was sitting over there.
So, you are comfortable with taking the same treatment?
Yeah, I guess.
All right then. I relinquish the floor to my fellow council members.
Ollie, I'm sorry to bring up what I'm sure is a sore subject for you, but can you tell us a little bit about how George was as a father in life?
In a word, abusive. He hit me in an effort to discipline me. He berated me when he thought that I had done wrong. He made me feel less. Oh God, they're going to play some of my most shameful moments now, aren't they? If it happened in the mortal realm, no, they're not going to show your original nature. I mean, that's a relief, but why not? Two reasons. First, they see the privacy of the mortal realm as somewhat sacred. Sure, we have the soul files, but that is limited to the soul itself and whoever reads it. Okay, what's the second reason? Second, it's not about how you were in life. It's about the changes that you've made since then. Sure, it's not totally irrelevant how you were in life, but the main focus of this trial is the changes that you've made to yourself since your arrival in the afterlife.
You arrived in the afterlife quite a while ago. After your father arrived here, you had the chance to visit him, but you didn't take it. Why not?
I knew that if I saw him, I knew that it wouldn't go well.
No, save it. Did you know, when you first got here originally, I actually toyed with the idea of visiting you in hell. I knew about it, and I thought about going to see you. At the very least, seeing you get tortured would have been cathartic. You knew where I... But no, I decided for my own mental health to stay away, because the last time that we talked, I couldn't even... And then I died, and when I got here, I got a paradise. But I was so broken psychologically by you that I thought it was a mistake. I felt so unlovable that I couldn't believe that I got a paradise. I had to go to therapy in hell because of you, Dad.
Have you told any of your Gates of Judgment friends these secrets? Told them how much of an abusive jerk you were in life?
Well,
Some. I've told them some of it. Hermes here knows all of it. He read my file. Shall I tell them then how you treated us? How you made us feel about ourselves? I think at the core of it all that you just weren't man enough to be a good father to that girl or to us. I did my best with what I had. Yeah, well, your best wasn't good enough.
I'm still kind of ashamed of myself for all of that.
One could say that your outburst was entirely warranted, given your father's treatment of you in life.
Well, I still feel like it was the wrong thing to do. I shouldn't have done it. And eventually I did go back to him and we talked it out.
Yes, I remember the day. You and George had quite the breakthrough in my office, and then you volunteered at the gates.
I lashed out at you in anger. For that, I'm sorry. I'm never going to heal from this if I don't give this relationship a shot. Is it okay if I speak now? Yes. Sorry, I just needed to get that out. There's really no need to apologize. I'm very happy, relieved even, that you want to have a relationship with me. And I want you to know, I have never once blamed you for lashing out at me. I understand your anger, and I know I deserve it. I've never really been good at this. I mean, just ask my dad. I was once forced to work at the front desk of his country club, and it didn't end well at all. All of that is in the past. Plus, the main reason you didn't do well in that job is because you didn't actually want to do it. But this job, you do want to do, right? Mainly to get to know you. Plus, I guess I wouldn't mind getting to know the other people who work here as well. And I would like to help some other souls in the afterlife.
So, part of the reason you wanted to volunteer was because you wanted to get to know your father?
If I'm being honest, it was like 80% of the reason I volunteered in the first place.
And have you actually gotten to do that during your time there?
Please answer the question, Oliver.
Not as much as I'd like to. No.
Just got my dad back. Now I have to share him with... And I know that's a childish thing to say, but I was looking forward to some one-on-one time, you know? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What, you're not going to tell me to grow up and deal with it like a man? Whoa, where did that come from? When have I ever treated you like that in our very short time together? Sorry, I have a tendency to lash out when I'm not in a good mood.
I can imagine that it's hard for you to see him trying harder for a stranger than he did for you.
Look, yes, okay, I am jealous, but I don't want to feel this way. I want to be happy that he's happy. I want him to be better for another person in a way that he wasn't for me. And I want him to be better for me as well, now that he's back in my life.
So, in essence, you haven't been able to spend that much time with your father at all.
He's got a lot going on for him right now. He's got his job at the gates. He takes care of Callie whenever she's around. He's got therapy with Psyche, not to mention his new girlfriend.
Still, even with all that, I wouldn't blame you for feeling a little neglected, even with you and your father having a better relationship now.
I don't want to feel like that. But
Even with the chance to spend time with his once estranged son, Mr. Stewart has majorly dropped the ball. I'd say this counts as a point against him.
It's certainly not a point in his favor. Thank you, Ollie. You may step down.
hold on a second. I wanted... It's not all on him. It's kind of my fault too. Dad has been a lot better to me. He has been putting in some effort, but we can't find the time. I'm sorry, I'll go.
Look, lady, it's not my fault or anybody else's that you were so bad in your life that they're sending you to a punishment realm in the afterlife. Just because this is the gates of judgment doesn't mean that we're the ones doing the judging.
But it's not fair. I don't want to go to a punishment. It sounds like it hurts.
Yes, it very much might. Now, if you will just stand there for one moment. How does this thing work again? I just press the button, right? Alright. Bye, lady.
What does that do?
Wait, I think I just sent her to the Tartarus pits. Where was she supposed to go? Hell. Oh well, that's somebody else's problem. Next!
Hi, Mr. Loki. It's nice to see you again.
Ah, small human girl with the attachment to George. Hello?
Hello, Loki. I see you're still hard at work here. Why haven't you taken any shifts anywhere else?
But I've just gotten settled here. Why would I leave?
The word around the afterlife is that you had to repay your debts to all the departments that you affected.
Oh, relax. I'll get to those other places eventually.
Mm-hmm. You know, Megan is still pissed at you for delivering an apple to her art classroom. Some of the stains still haven't come out, even after the remodel.
I'm sure I'll hear all about it when I'm forced to work at the school.
Mr. Loki, is Mr. George here? I don't see him at his desk.
No, small human girl. He's not here at the moment. You'll have to come back later.
George isn't here? Where did he go?
You haven't heard? Your beau is on trial at the moment due to his actions with those apples.
You mean the apples that you coerced him into stealing for you?
Oh, tomato, tomato.
What about Henry? I don't see him anywhere either.
Henry? Oh, he went to the trial with George. Something about being a character witness.
George needed character witnesses? Why didn't he? I would have helped with that.
I'm sure I don't know the answer to that. You'd have to ask him.
What about Ollie?
Look, small human girl, if you do not see them here, they are not here. Stop questioning about everything.
You're not a very nice man.
Oh no, a small child doesn't think I'm very nice. How will I ever go on?
Miss Grace, we have to do something to help Mr. George. Come on, Callie. Good day, Loki.
If you see Angelo, tell him the gates are running fine. Hey, Thanatos, I think I see what looks to be a giant chicken approaching the gates. And it seems to be tap dancing. Perhaps we are taking the wrong approach and only talking to people who have known Mr. Stewart personally.
But what other way is there to find out what kind of man Mr. Stewart has become since his work at the Gates of Judgment?
If someone has no preconceived notions of him, that may be the purest impression of the inmate that we can get.
Oh, I get what you're saying. He has to keep up appearances if it's for a friend or a family member. But if it's somebody who's a stranger, then they might see his true face.
Precisely. But is there somebody who saw Mr. Stewart before his stay at the gates, but has also seen him since his stay at the gates, that would be objective about this?
Actually, I think that there's somebody who is a perfect candidate for that. Hold on a moment, I'll see if I can get a hold of them.
Hermes, should I be worried about this? In all the books that I've read that have trials like this, surprise witnesses are never really a good thing. I genuinely don't think you have anything to worry about, George. Everything's been going well so far. I'm sure whoever they get will say nothing but good things. Really? What makes you so sure about that? Because you have become a good person. Anybody with eyes and half a brain can see that. Stop being such a stick in the mud.
All right, the demon in question is on their way.
Hold on. Did you say demon?
Yep. Actually, you should be well acquainted with them.
If you brought another demon who personally tortured George here, Agador.
Relax, it's nothing that dramatic.
Okay, I was told I needed to come in here and I'm interrupting something. Do you want me to come back later?
Come on in, Thaz. We were actually just waiting on you.
Please approach the witness stand and state your name and occupation for the record.
Okay. Thazgaroth. I work at the front desk. Am I in trouble or anything? Because this would be a very awkward place to find out.
Not at all. You're here to testify about your interactions with Mr. George Stewart.
You remember that guy, right? I'm pretty sure you were the one that transported him from hell to the gates of judgment.
Yeah? Yeah, I think I do. Yes. Yes, I do.
Would you mind telling us a bit about your first interaction with him?
Sure. Let's see. Was it like 2 years ago? Yeah, about 2 years ago. One of the security guys asked me if I could do him a favour. Pretty sure I had a bit of a cold at that point as well. I was in a terrible mood. I still did it though. Still did it. But yeah, the inmate, I think, definitely did come off as quite a cantankerous bastard, I will say. Fuck. Starting to come down with something. My boy's starting to go ragged and up. You the guy?
Are you the demon they sent to torture me today?
No, I'm not my department. If I have to hit anything with a hammer, I'd much prefer it for it to be, solid, like a nail, not fleshy. No, you have been set to be transported. Apparently they're setting you up for a redemption arc.
Redemption arc. That doesn't seem right.
And yet... No. No, if we are putting you in some common area, we'll probably need some restraints of some sort. I'll go past the help desk, they'll have some.
Fine. But the whole redemption thing seems like a pointless exercise to me.
I don't need that cough sweet at this rate. Can you quit trying to kill me for 5 seconds? Fuck's sake.
You are one of the most whiny demons I've ever met. And considering I've been in hell for a while, that's saying something.
And you're a bitchy inmate. And you've done nothing but glare right ahead of you since we left hell. I mean, you could at least try to look around the afterlife a bit. You won't be getting much to see where you're going.
I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop with this whole mind game.
What a needlessly elaborate mind game that would be. Who would come up with this? Why? If it makes you feel better. I'll go in and talk to Angela and get him to sign for you. You stay here and try not to break anything. Actually, given your wee attitude, maybe I should call you something more derogatory, like maggot or something.
I promise I won't move from this spot until you call me.
Good boy. Nope. No, did not like that. As you can see, the guy was a prick.
However, by sheer coincidence, you also happened to do that same person's performance review a year later.
I did? That was the same guy? I never actually put that together until a second. I really should have. Probably.
What can you tell us about your evaluation of him after working a year at the gates?
Well, seeing that I literally didn't put together that was the same guy until right now, I'd say he came across as a completely different person, really.
Lady, you've already been told you're out of options. The man's just doing his job.
Yeah, well, he's not doing it well.
He's actually doing great. So much more patience than I do. If it was up to me, you'd be doing that trapdoor already.
If you can't see how incompetent he is, then you are equally as dim-witted.
Ma'am, it is not our fault that you have been assigned to level 5 of hell. That is entirely on the type of life that you yourself led.
Send her there now, please. Alright then, next question. Has your co-worker created an enjoyable working environment? These questions, they're so clinical. Fucking boring.
George has been friendly and open with me, yes. From my understanding, during the beginning of his time here, he was fairly closed off. I would say that his relationship with Angelo and his exposure to other beings at the gates have done him well.
Oh, good. That means the experiment's been a success so far then. Right. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one. Are there any negative aspects to your co-worker's personality that stand out?
Although his temper has improved during his time at the gates, I sense that George still has a great deal of anger within him. At the moment, it is aimed inward toward himself. However, with continued time with Psyche, I am confident he will be able to keep it under control.
Hi there. No need to be scared. I'm Thaz.
You look scary. There is no need to be scared, Callie. He is a friend.
He is?
Yeah, I just came to check on how George is doing here at the gates. He's been a very good boy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Haven't you, George?
Of course he has.
If you ask me, just off those interactions alone, I'd say this whole redemption thing has been working out remarkably well for him.
So there was nothing negative about the whole interaction at all?
No. Certainly not compared to that first meeting. He was a great sport. And as you saw, his family and co-workers had nothing but good things to say about him.
Yes, I believe we received a copy of the report you filed for Mr. George. It was quite a glowing review.
Hey, I wouldn't have written it if I didn't think it was true.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Thasgaroth.
That will be all, Thasgaroth. You may step down.
Okay. Pleasure to help. That was weirdly nerve-wracking. Agador, see you around. And about that coffee.
No mingling with a council member, please.
Okay. Sorry.
I believe now would be a good time for a short recess. Are there any objections to this?
I agree. I believe we can all benefit from a short break and a good cup of coffee.
You read my mind. I was just thinking that I could go for a cup of coffee, maybe a snack. So, yeah, I think we could use a break.
Okay, we will reconvene in half an hour in order to continue the trial of Mr. George Stewart of the Gates of Judgment. Please be here on time.
I think it's going great so far. Well, I mean, yeah, Ollie's testimony wasn't exactly great for the cause, but overall, people have been really positive about you. Yeah, I guess it is going fine. Would it be alright if I went to talk to Ollie for a minute? Be my guest. I've got 1 or 2 calls to make in order to stack the deck in our favor. Who are you trying to get? Don't you worry about it. Do not call Grace. I'm serious. Damn it, George, she'd be an extremely valuable asset. I don't care. I'm not putting her or Callie through this. Fine, but I still have calls to make. Go talk to your son. All right. Hey, George. I tried my best up there, but it does look like it's going all right for you. And whatever happens, we've all got your back.
Yeah, and don't let that jerk of a demon guy get you down. You have been doing a lot better since you arrived at the gates.
Thank you. Can I have a moment with Ollie? Sure. Come on, Henry. Let's see if we can make a common grounds run. Dad, I'm sorry. I just wanted to help. I know I screwed up. No, Ollie, it's not your fault. It's me who should be apologizing to you. But I made you look bad. You spoke your truth, and you did deserve to do that. It's my fault for not giving you the attention that you've wanted. I mean, you have been busy. Even so, after all this is over, if I'm still at the gates, I'll try to be a more present father for you. We'll try to make time in the break room together, or something. I think I'd like that. Maybe Angelo stashed some board games back there. We can make a game night. I cannot imagine you playing a board game. Hey, I used to play games with my mom all the time. I could do the same for you. I'll take it. You're on. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, well, if it isn't our little defendant.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and meet up with Angela and Henry at Common Grounds. I'll give you three some privacy. Catch up with you later, Dad. Grace? Callie? What are you two doing here? Did Hermes call you here? I swear I could strangle that man.
It wasn't Hermes, George. Loki spilled the beans on you when Callie and I visited the Gates of Judgment. Yeah, Mr. Loki said you were in trouble and needed our help, so we came straight here. Well, Loki didn't exactly say all of that, but essentially that's what happened.
Loki told you what was going on here?
He told us that you were on trial because of that whole Golden Chaos Apple fiasco. Honestly, I have half a notion to give them a piece of my mind. You shouldn't be held accountable for this. Loki should.
No, it's not that. Well, it's not just about that. See, they're trying to determine if...
If what?
It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be here.
But Mr. George, we want to help you. You shouldn't be in trouble. You're a very nice man. You should really listen to Callie. She's wise beyond her years. She knows what she's talking about.
But what if I'm not? Hi, sorry to interrupt. Are you Mr. Stewart, the defendant? Yeah, that's me. Excellent. I'm one of the aides of the courtroom, and I've been asked to pass you along this message. Thank you, I guess. No problem. Good luck to you, sir. Huh.
What did you get there?
It's just a message from Psyche, my therapist. At least I assume. She didn't sign it.
What does it say?
It says, you're doing fantastic. Be proud of yourself. Keep your chin up and roll with the punches.
There, you see? Someone back there believes in you.
I mean, it's Psyche. Of course she does. She's supposed to blow smoke up my... She's supposed to make me feel better.
Blow smoke? That's weird. Smoke makes me cough. It doesn't make me feel better.
It's just an expression, Callie.
We came here to help you, George. We heard you needed character witnesses, and we wanted to be that for you. Frankly, I'm a little disappointed that you didn't call on us already.
There's a reason why I didn't. With trials like this, the council has already been relentless with the people on the witness stand.
But Mr. George!
Callie, you know that I care about you and I care about what happens to you, right?
Yeah?
Then you know that if I say I don't want to see people hurt you, I know what I'm talking about.
I guess.
Good. Then please listen to what I'm saying now. This isn't a good place for you.
George, you are being ridiculous. We want to help you.
You are. Just by being here, you are helping me. But they're playing the way that I was in the past. You should go.
George, there is nothing that they could say that would make us think less of you. We came here to support you, so please let us. We know in our hearts that you're a good man. Yeah, we love you, Mr. George. Yes, we really do.
Yeah. Okay, you've made your point. You can both stay. I trust we all had a decent recess. I am eager to continue the trial of Mr. George Stewart of the Gates of Judgment.
I believe we should continue talking to people who have interacted with George in a more objective manner.
I agree. There must be others that have an opinion about Mr. Stewart's demeanor in the afterlife. But who else could we get? Actually, if you guys are open to suggestions, I had a few ideas that fall under that umbrella, including somebody that I called recently. We will hear you out, Hermes. What did you have in mind? Okay. Would it please the court to hear from the Reaper that brought George to the afterlife in the first place? Hermes, I don't think that this is a very good idea. She didn't really... Quiet, George. I know her. She's a really good person. This is going to be good for us. But I kind of remember that whole interaction, and I didn't really make a very good impression on...
I think this would be an acceptable witness. Does anybody know which Reaper it was that brought Mr. Stewart to the afterlife?
As I mentioned, I already contacted her, and she should be here in a moment. Hopefully. But I keep trying to tell you, the Reaper that picked me up didn't really...
This isn't where I was supposed to be. I guess I was summoned. I hope this is important. Do you know how many souls I have to pick back up? At least 300. What's going on?
Ah, Morana. Are you the Reaper who collected Mr. Stewart? If I recall correctly, the number on his file was 1275-389. He's right there behind you.
Hi.
You.
Morana, would you be willing to testify about your experiences with this soul?
I mean, sure, let's just make this quick. I've got souls, classwork, and a lot of other things to do. The list's a mile long.
As you wish. Please state your name and occupancy for the record.
Morana Death. Currently head of the Office of Death while Dad's out. I'm in charge of reaping souls and bringing them to the afterlife, to the front desk.
You understand that you must tell the truth while on the stand?
Yeah, I get the point of a trial.
Excellent. Agador, Psyche, go ahead.
Morana, do you remember meeting Mr. Stewart?
Yeah, he was one of my first souls, actually. And he was an asshole.
Would you mind elaborating a little bit more on that?
What can I say? He yelled at me a lot, called me derogatory names. It was a really bad first impression of the job.
Is that type of behavior outside of the norm for you?
Not really. I kind of wish it was less common. But he was a piece of work. Felt like he was taking all of his anger at death and the world out on me.
Should we show clips from the interaction? Objection. That would be a moment that happened in the mortal realm. Therefore, it's private information that has no place in this courtroom.
Hermes does indeed have a point. Besides, if the clip wasn't shown automatically, it is not admissible in this courtroom.
Fine. Then, Morana, you're gonna have to be more specific about your interaction with him.
So he called me a bitch. Pathetic, retarded. You name it, he said it at me. Tried to get physical when I told him there was nothing I could do. And started talking about how his death was unfair. Before crying and begging me to put him back. Which, of course, I cannot do.
Based on those actions alone, what would you say your impression of Mr. Stewart was?
Asshole with a capital A! Absolutely one of the worst souls that the universe has ever spat out that I've had to deal with. I could not drop him off at the front desk with Feng Mei fast enough. I was literally tempted to drop him off with Lily at the help desk on my own without checking him in.
Seems to me that Mr. Stewart wasn't worth the redemption when he got here. Now wait just a minute. This isn't fair.
That's literally what you said to me when I picked you up.
Morana, I believe we got a decent picture of how Mr. Stewart was with you. If you have places to be, you may go.
Sure, I will say, final statement, I guess, based on his behavior here, and talks I've had with Angelo over the past 2 years since dropping him off, not that I knew it was him, I would say it sounds like he's improved greatly. Hermes, consider your favor that I owed you paid off. Crap, class, I gotta go.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I wouldn't say that that Reaper that just testified has the most accurate representation of me. As a matter of fact, I would say that she saw me at one of my lowest points.
One could make the argument that who you are after death is the purest form of your essence, the face of who you truly are.
Are you nuts? Sorry, sir, Your Honor, Your Excellency. Look, dying is a really traumatic experience to go through. And add on top of that the fact that I was in a hospital and my health was failing me and I was isolated, and there were just so many factors that made me not the best version of myself.
Mr. Stewart is right. Studies have shown that the pandemic of 2020 caused a mental health crisis in a great many people. It stands to reason that somebody who died from that same pandemic would not be in the best mental state.
And yet, Mr. Stewart only came to that low point because of his own choices and life before the end. He was in that mental state because of his own problems.
Fine, I get that. But if we were all judged by the actions that we took when we were at our worst, then nobody would ever get into paradise.
The defendant has you there, Agador.
Granted. Fair point.
Okay, all I'm asking is that we get somebody that doesn't have an automatic bias against me just because I was in a bad mood when I met them.
That is an absolutely fair and understandable request.
That still leaves us with few options. Who would we be able to get?
Well, if you're open to it, there are actually a couple of people who joined the courtroom during the break. How about we talk to some of the souls that I helped?
Actually, that was one of the options that we were considering while we were in our chambers.
However, we ultimately decided to go against getting souls that you interacted with at the Gates of Judgment.
Why? It seems to me like they'd be filled with a lot of useful information.
Sheer volume. With the amount of people you've actually talked to at the gates, it would take months just to contact them. Then we have to get them here and actually talk to them. The whole process could take over a year.
Yes, Agador is correct. Plus, there are those that would be biased against you simply because you sent them to a punishment realm.
But it's not my fault that those people got themselves assigned a punishment.
Yeah, well, some people are just that selfish and deluded. It doesn't matter that they put themselves in punishment. What matters to them is that yours is the last face they saw before they got that punishment.
Ergo, because of these reasons, we decided that the whole ordeal was not worth our efforts.
I guess I understand.
Can we please call Grace and Callie up now?
Shut up, Hermes.
I believe we have gotten a myriad of opinions from all sorts of people. I cannot fathom what other angle we could possibly take in this trial.
If I may, Your Honor, I did have another idea, if it pleases the council. I don't know, Hermes. Your last idea involved a woman who apparently hates me, and to whom I should probably apologize. I didn't know that you had treated her so poorly. This is a better idea. Trust me.
Go ahead, Hermes. What is your next idea?
Okay, what if we got somebody who could tell us everything about George's psychological journey? Someone who doesn't know him personally, but could still tell us everything about him.
I like the idea, Hermes, but as a member of the council, I cannot testify on George's behalf, even though he has been a model patient.
I get that, Doc, and I appreciate the offer, but I didn't mean you.
Who in the heck would know Mr. Stewart on a psychological level but not a personal one? That seems like an impossible task.
Well, isn't it obvious? The Office of Dreams. Okay, you keep talking about this Office of Dreams guy as if he's this big, important person. What in the heck is this office? It's the place where your subconscious goes in order to get the things that you dream about. Actually, there's a section for daydreams, too. There's an office for that? Yep. If you've ever had a dream, you've actually been there. Well, a part of you at least. If I've been there, or at least my subconscious has, why can't I remember any of it? Yeah, that's part of the magic of the office. If you remembered all of your interactions in the Office of Dreams, then the lessons you learned in your dreams would have no real meaning.
I believe Hermes' idea is acceptable. Can anybody get in touch with somebody from the Office of Dreams? Perhaps one of the Oneiros?
The good news is Hugh is on his way now. He's also sending over the relevant files to George's psychological state over to your offices. I spoke with him during the break.
Sorry to barge in, but I think I heard you talking about me.
Welcome, Hugh. You're here to provide information about the defendant, Mr. Stewart?
I am. Hermes explained the situation. The files should be arriving in your office shortly.
Excellent. You understand that you're compelled to tell the truth during your time in this courtroom?
Of course.
Then, if you wouldn't mind, please testify as to Mr. Stewart's state of mind during his time at the Gates of Judgment.
I can't exactly speak to that. See, dreams are a reflection of the subconscious, sure, but not necessarily a one-to-one accurate representation.
We understand that. What can you tell us of Mr. Stewart based on his dreams?
His most common reoccurring nightmare revolves around disappointing his loved ones. In them, he's wearing a mask that looks like his face, but when the mask slips, everyone starts screaming and running from him.
How does he know that? Okay, you're really not getting the whole Office of Dreams concept, are you?
In your professional opinion, what might that type of dream mean about the person who had it?
Essentially, it's a form of imposter syndrome. George is afraid that people see him as a liar, that he's not as good as he pretends to be. He often leaves those nightmares anxious and doubtful of himself.
Would you say that that dream is an accurate depiction of George as a person?
Not a bit. Since his time at the Gates of Judgments, he's been very cordial to those of us in the office. Fabader says he was a real full-time problem with a part-time manners when he was alive. It's all there in his files.
Thank you, Hugh. You have been most helpful. I would love to catch up later. It has been far too long since I've seen you or your family.
Well, if that's all, Your Honor, I've got to go. We've got a whole situation going on back in the office that I have to be there to handle. Thank you and good luck.
Bye, Hugh. See you next time I sleep, I guess.
Okay, I believe we have heard enough testimony to make a decision about Mr. Stewart of the Gates of Judgment.
Wait, Mr. Baldman, I want to say something too.
Callie, what are you doing? I thought I told you to stay sitting while the trial was going on.
But Mr. George, I want to help. You're a very nice man and I don't want to see you in trouble anymore. Sorry, George. I didn't even try to stop her. She deserves to speak her truth and she wants to help you. You're not going to stop her from doing that.
Well, who's the little cutie that we have here?
My name is Callie Wyatt, and I want to say good things about Mr. George so that you see that he's a nice man. Well, hello, Grace. It has been quite a while since I've seen you. Are you Callie's caretaker at the moment? I am. And if Callie wants to speak, she has my full permission to do so.
Just... Fine, okay. Just please go easy on her. She's 7.
Hey, I'm almost 8 now.
You have our word, George. We will not overwhelm this child. It's not in our nature to give children a hard time.
Callie, would you be willing to tell us a little bit about your friendship with Mr. George?
Yeah! Then, if you don't mind, why don't you tell us how you two met? I saw Mr. George at the Magic Doors when I first woke up here. I also went back around Halloween to ask him a question. Hi, who are you?
Me? I'm George. What's your name?
I'm Callie.
Well, Callie, how did you find your way in here?
Well, I was sleeping in a hospital room and then I woke up here. I feel lots better now.
I'm glad you're feeling better. Did you need help?
Nah, I just came and I saw the big door and I wanted to see what was behind it.
Is there someone you were with?
They put me in this group with lots of kids and this really nice lady was going to take us to a place where we could have lots of fun.
Oh, and did you wander off from the group?
Yeah, Mama says that I do that too much. She said she wants to get me tested.
If you want, I can take you back to your group. Would you like that?
Where do the doors go?
Oh, anywhere really. They're magic doors.
Go ahead, Callie. Ask your question. Well, I was wondering if, go on. Don't be afraid.
You can ask anything here, Callie.
Can I come by here after school sometimes?
You want to hang out here?
Yeah, you made the door sound cool, and you're nice. Ooh, what was that? That was cool.
Those were your memories of Mr. George, Callie. They were shown to us so that we could better understand how he treated you.
Yeah, he's very nice, and he lets me hang out at the magic doors whenever I want.
That doesn't seem like a very good environment for a child.
Hey, yes it is. I always have lots of fun, and Mr. George keeps me safe.
Why is the bad man being mean to you? Oh, this man here thinks that I'm not being nice to you by letting you stay here.
Oh, well that's dumb. I want to be here.
Girl, you have no idea what you want. You are far too young.
I am not. I'm 6. I know what I want.
No, of course you don't, sweetie. You're too immature to know what's for your own good.
Okay. Well, I think you're a big dumb meanie who doesn't listen to people.
That was incredibly rude of you to say. Precocious little scamp, isn't she? Before you go, I have a Christmas present for you. I haven't had time to wrap it yet, but do you want it now?
You got me a present?
Yes, I did. You've been very nice to me, so I wanted to get you a toy. Do you want it now?
Can I have it even though it's not Christmas yet? Huh? Can I?
Of course you can. Here you go.
Thank you.
Wow, a unicorn! And it looks like a cloud. Yeah, and if you look on its back, there's a little pocket with something else inside.
Really? Wow, the cloud had a baby, and it looks like lightning.
Yeah, I saw it and I thought that you would like them. Do you like them?
I love them. Thank you, Mr. George.
Oh. You're welcome, Callie.
Next month is my birthday, and they're throwing a party for me. And I was wondering, well...
Oh, thank you. You wanted to invite me?
Yeah, you and Mr. Ollie and Mr. Henry and Mr. Bossman.
That's very nice of you.
Will you come? Please, please, please.
I'll try, Callie.
I see. So George is protective of you while you're at the gates. Yeah, and Henry has toys that he lets me play with. And Mr. Death has been really nice too.
Mr. Death? Wait, is she talking about Thanatos? That stick in the mud finally let loose?
It seems Callie's influence and the influence of the boys at the gates have really loosened him up.
Wow. Anyway, let's go back for a moment. You mentioned a party. Did Mr. George, did he get to go to the party?
Yeah, it's where he met Miss Grace. We had lots of fun. Well, except for this one guy. Mr. George, you came! You kept your promise!
Of course I kept my promise. Whenever I make a promise, I always intend to keep it.
Yay! Thank you!
You are very welcome, Callie. Happy birthday.
Hi, Mr. Bossman. Hi, Henry. Hi, Ollie. Thank you for coming.
Well, I did a whole bunch of stuff that made a lot of people feel bad. So I had to go and stay in timeout for a very long time.
You were mean to people, Mr. George? You've never been mean to me.
Of course not, Callie. I learned my lesson. I got better.
So you're never going to be mean to anyone ever again?
I wouldn't. Listen, Callie, there are times where grown-ups have to be mean. It's kind of a part of life. What exactly seems to be the problem here?
You are the problem. You are making everybody uncomfortable just by being here. Frankly, we're all confused as to how you conned your way in here in the first place.
I didn't con my way in here. I was invited by the birthday girl herself.
Yeah, Mr. George is a friend of mine. He works at the magic doors. He's really nice.
Sweetie, I know you think this man is your friend, but he has tricked you. This is not a nice man. This is a bad, mean man who has done bad, mean things. He probably just wants to hurt you.
Mr. George doesn't want to hurt me. He's my friend.
It looks like you're just as protective of Mr. George as he is of you.
I don't like it when people are mean to my friend. Like you, big meanie. I would say Callie's testimony is a glowing review of our defendant.
I don't know. Can we really take the word of a nearly 8-year-old girl as gospel?
Yes, you can. Especially this 8-year-old girl. She is an excellent judge of character. And if you still feel that you can't trust her, I will fully back up her testimony and give you a testimony of my own.
So, Miss Grace, you say you're willing to testify on behalf of Mr. Stewart from the Gates of Judgment?
Callie, you may go sit down if you like. You helped George a lot. You can go. Thank you. To answer your question, absolutely. I've gotten to know George quite well over the last year, and I can say with certainty that he is a soul worth fighting for.
Are you sure you want to do this, Grace? I'm not entirely sure that I'm worth it. I'm just me.
Hush, George. I have been eager to help you ever since I heard there was a problem. Please, let me sing your praises.
I've been trying to get him to agree to that for what seems like weeks now. Thank you for coming up and proving my point, by the way.
Very well, Grace. Please state your name and occupation for the record.
I am Grace, a Dominion angel from heaven. I am also a teacher and guardian of children's souls who have no suitable family on this side of the afterlife. I also happen to be dating the defendant.
Dating? I had heard a rumor, but I didn't realize this was true.
Well, it is true, and we are very happy in our relationship.
Very well, then. Are you willing to speak up for your man, Miss Grace?
Yes, I am willing and eager.
All right, fine, let's go with this. Why don't you tell us about how your relationship started with George?
I met him during Callie's birthday party last year, and I must say, he made a very good first impression. Of course, she still loves her father, and she always will. However, you've shown her kindness in a part of her life that's really scary. She looks up to you quite a bit.
She does? I don't know why.
I do. I've known you for all of 2 minutes, and I can tell what a kind heart you have.
Thank you for your kind words, but you don't know that much about me yet. I mean, you must already know that I'm a prisoner of hell.
Yes, I know. But I also know that you're trying to improve yourself, and that is no small task. I'm going to say this one more time, because I think you heard it, but you didn't actually listen to it. You have been nothing but kind and respectful during your time here. You even fought for Callie's right to listen to your conversation with Mr. Patterson. That was very noble of you. Don't let a few others ruin your good time. You deserve happiness, George.
All right, you've convinced me. I will stay. Besides, it would be rude to leave before the cake is served.
Glad to hear it. I will save you an extra big slice.
So, your assessment of George when you first met him was a positive one.
Callie had already told me so much about him. Plus, it's clear if you look into his eyes. There's this regret over the man that he used to be. And you can sense that he wants to be a better man.
I do. How could you have been so sure of his inherent goodness? You are aware that he had an extended stay in hell, right?
You know just as well as I do that just because someone's in hell doesn't mean they're not at least on their way to become a good person. When I met George, I could tell that he was on that journey. I could sense the goodness in him. Evidently, Callie could too. Yes, you've always been able to see the good in people, Grace. Can you tell us a bit more about how this relationship got started? Certainly. When I start taking an interest in someone, I don't like waiting around hoping for an opportunity. I make my own opportunities. I started pursuing him almost immediately. Yeah, she's here. She wants to see the magic doors. Well, yes, but there are a few people that I'd like to see as well. Hello, George. Hello, everybody else.
Well, hello, Grace. It's very nice to see you again.
Likewise. I haven't been to the gates of Judgment in a very long time.
Well, I imagine it hasn't changed too much since the last time you were here.
On the contrary, I'd say it seems a lot brighter in here than it did before.
I feel honored that she has decided she wants me to be a part of her life.
She is certainly an intuitive one, yes. She can really seek out the good in people.
I guess I'm just surprised that she was able to see the good in me.
Well, I'm not. And no more of this negative self-talk, George. That is no way to win over a woman's affections.
Oh? Are we dropping all pretense now?
Well, the flirting is nice, and there is no doubt that we'll be doing more of that in the future. But if you don't mind, I would like to get to the heart of the matter quickly. I like you, George.
I like you too, Grace.
I may not know a lot about you. I mean, we haven't even been on our first proper date yet. But I do know this. I want to know more about you. I've learned so much from Callie. She adores you. She idolizes you. And she doesn't pick idols lightly. Even she knows that you're a good person, George. I wish you could see that about yourself.
No. I'm bad. I'm a bad person. I don't deserve goodness. I'm in hell and I deserve it. I deserve it.
You may not have always been a good man, but you are now. You deserve happiness. Please, George. Please come back to me. I want my friend back.
Grace? I was...
Welcome back, George. It seems you two had a very solid romantic relationship, even in the beginning stages of it. Yes, we've had a strong connection from the start, and George has been a perfect gentleman throughout the whole thing.
Are there any negative aspects to the relationship that you care to talk about?
Actually, I would love it if George had more freedom to wander around the afterlife without needing permission from someone in charge.
That is not the kind of negativity that I meant.
Then I'm afraid you'll have to be more specific.
Fine. Is there anything about George that has had any kind of negative impact on the relationship?
The only thing that comes to mind is a tendency to self-deprecate and low self-esteem.
Yeah, I've been, trying to work on that.
If that were true, sweetie, you would have allowed Hermes to call Callie and I up here earlier.
Yeah. Fair point.
Can you give us any specific examples of this problem? Sure. Just look at our date from a few months ago. Hey there, just checking in. I wanted to make sure everything's going all right. Is everything good? The coffee is to your liking?
Oh, it is delicious. Thank you.
Now, Cece, I know the real reason you're over here is to snoop in on our date. Oh, Gracie, you know me so well. Guilty as charged. So what's your deal, big guy? Cece, this is George, my date. George, this is Cece, a close friend of mine. My real name is Cecilia, but everybody calls me Cece. So, what's your story? What makes you think you're worthy of dating our dear teacher here?
Oh, I'm an intern at the Gates of Judgment, and, well, when Grace and I met, we really hit it off, so,
Intern? Oh, you must be that hellbound soul. Wow, we haven't had one of you around here since that one girl from the help desk. Ruggy, I think her name was.
Yeah, I'm not usually allowed to leave the Gates area.
No kidding. Yeah, seeing a damn soul around here is super rare. You're only the second one I've seen. I don't think they allow people to leave the torture pits once you're in there. Yes, well, thank you for checking in, CC, but we would hate to keep you from your job.
Well, bit of a warning. The pink hue thing that you see going on, that's something that Bob did. Long story short, if you get too close to the river, you may just end up falling in love with the first person you see.
Really? How fascinating. I wonder how he pulled it off.
Hi, question. Sorry. What if the person already had feelings for the person that they look at?
In that case, I think you should be good to go.
Then, well, I think I'll be fine.
I think I might be fine too.
Then by all means, have a good time.
If this changes your feelings for me, I'd understand.
No, not at all. I'm not entirely sure. Why would you be with a guy like me? Like, I am is a hellbound soul. It's somebody who made a lot of mistakes when I was alive. And you're... What were you again?
A Dominion angel. Specifically, one that's meant to protect children. I keep the kids of the afterlife safe until there's someone around who can take care of them.
Right. All of that. Which brings me back to my point. Why would you want to be with a guy like me?
None of that, George. I've seen how you are with Callie, so I've seen straight through to the heart of you. You are a good man who, yes, in the past made very bad decisions. We all have a past. It's what we do in the moment that matters.
You're right. One of the things I've been trying to work on with Psyche is identifying when something good is happening to me and accepting it. And you are one of the best things to ever happen to me.
Well, that did have some examples of what I was talking about. I admittedly only queued that up because I wanted to relive it.
Yes, you two are adorable together. Thank you, Grace. But can we truly trust the word of somebody who is dating the defendant?
You forget two things. One, I am on the stand, which wouldn't allow me to lie even if I wanted to. And two, I am a Dominion angel. I got this job by being trustworthy and honorable, and I think that has earned me some goodwill from this council.
And you would be correct on that front. Right, Agador. That will be all, Miss Grace. I think you can step down.
Fine, then my final statement. George is a good man, certainly better than most men that come out of level 5. I have seen him become a better person, and I trust you have as well. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Stewart, it is clear to us that you have many people who care for you. You seem to have done well for yourself at the Gates of Judgment.
Thank you, sir. I've tried to improve in my time there.
Clearly, the question becomes whether or not you have achieved that goal.
I think the obvious answer is yes here, despite one or two hiccups. It's pretty clear to me that most people had positive things to say about George.
That's not your call to make, Hermes. It's up to the council to decide what happens with Mr. Stewart now.
Indeed, but we will allow for any closing remarks from the defendant. Do you have anything to say for yourself, George?
I'm not sure what you want me to say here. The others, Grace, Callie, Angelo, Henry, all of them seem to think that I'm a good man, and I'm not entirely sure if that's true. I'd like to believe it is, but as Agador can attest, I was not a good man when I first arrived in the afterlife. I was a bigoted, abusive, unfaithful, self-hating alcoholic. I did things which I regret to this very day. My actions have had consequences that have affected me, and some that I'm sure I haven't even seen yet. Whatever happens from here on out, I have learned how to deal with all of it much better thanks to my time at the Gates of Judgment. Whatever you all end up deciding, I do have one small favor to ask. Please don't take away my access to my family. If not for my sake, then for theirs. They all seem to really need me, and I don't want to abandon anyone ever again. Thank you for your time, and thank you.
Very well said, George. Now, if you will all kindly clear the courtroom, we on the council will make our decision, and we will let you know when we are ready to receive you again.
Oh, so you'll have your answer in a few minutes? We should wait out in the hallway then?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
So, I guess all there's left to do is the waiting.
Cheer up, George. Everything went super well in there. I'm sure they're going to make the right call and keep you at the gates. And if they don't, well then, we'll all protest. Ollie and I have some experience in that now. We can raise quite the stink.
Sure, I guess. I just hope it doesn't go that far. I also hope that I didn't screw things up too much for you, Dad. There's nothing that you could have said that I didn't earn, Ollie. If any of you need to go because you have better places to be, I can make sure that you get notified whatever happens.
Oh, George, you big jokester. You know that's not going to happen. We are not leaving you until we know the verdict. Get any thoughts of that out of your silly little head. Yeah, we're here for you, Mr. George. Even if you don't think it's a good idea, we're going to stay here.
I just don't want any of you to be disappointed if things don't go our way.
I thought you were going to work on that negative attitude, George.
Okay, George, you've got to trust us here. We all believe in you. It's time that you believed in yourself. All right, the council is ready with its decision. If Mr. Stewart will kindly step back into the courtroom. That was much faster than I expected. That is either a really good thing or a really bad one. That's not a very helpful attitude, Hermes. Sorry.
All right, let's all get in there and hear the good news.
Sorry, but I'm afraid only Mr. Stewart is allowed in there at the moment.
Really? That's not fair. We're all his family.
Hey, I didn't make the decision. Sorry. Follow me, Mr. Stewart. Okay. Wait for me, please. We'll all be right here, Dad. We promise.
Thanks. Miss Grace, why can't we go in there and hear what they say? Because they want George to have some privacy. I'm sure we'll hear the decision in a minute. Ugh, this is giving me worse anxiety than any time I've come out to anyone.
I know. It's the waiting that kills you.
Well, not kills you. Most of you are already dead. Okay, well, Angelo, text me with the decision. I have to get going. This has taken up a lot of my time.
All right. Thanks for the help, Hermes. You weren't perfect, but you got the job done. I did the best with what I had. Anyway, gotta fly.
So I guess we just, hang around.
Finally. So what's the verdict, George?
Stop keeping us in suspense, Dad.
They said that
George, whatever they said, we're here to support you. Please tell us.
They said I'm eligible for reincarnation. Hold on. Did you just say reincarnation? As in, the council said that you're eligible to go back to the mortal realm and try again at a new life? Yeah, that's, to my knowledge, what reincarnation means. They said that
That is fantastic news, Dad. We're all very proud of you. The hard work at the Gates of Judgment has really paid off. Congratulations, George. We're all very proud of you. We believed in you, and I knew they'd make the right call.
That's great, Dad. Really, that's... Did they say when you need to go? No, I didn't get any information about that. They mentioned something about paperwork that's going to be delivered at some point.
Miss Grace, what's reincarnation? I think I remember you talking about it, but I don't remember. Well, Callie, do you remember that conversation that we had about people who decide to go back to life and try it again? Yeah, I think so. Well, that's reincarnation, sweetie. So Mr. George would have a new mommy and a new daddy and a whole new life? Yes, honey. That's what that means. Oh. Is he going right now?
No, Callie, not right now. We will still have some time.
Hey, George. Sorry to interrupt your celebrations with you and your family. I was just hoping I could say a few things.
Hey, look, it's the douchey demon who was hell-bent on keeping George hell-bent.
Yeah, I actually wanted to speak about that for a moment. Namely, I wanted to apologize for giving you all such a hard time.
What?
Look, as the head of level 5, it's part of my job to give souls a little bit of anguish and see how they react. If they react badly, it's clear to me that they still belong in hell. I was trying to see how all of you would react to me being kind of a dick. I wanted to see if you would snap back.
But, some of us sort of did snap back.
Yes, but not in any kind of way that was demeaning or morally superior. I've been doing this job long enough that I know if somebody's anger is righteous.
So the whole thing was a test for all of us?
Essentially, and you all passed with flying colors. It's clear to me that you care for George a great deal. You certainly have become a better man since I last saw you. I knew you could do it.
Really? Because it seemed like you were trying to prove why George deserved to go back to hell.
It's part of my job. I couldn't make it easy for him. Redemption is an uphill battle. Luckily for George, you've made it to the peak. Besides, I showed you support in subtle ways. You did get my note, didn't you?
Wait a minute. This? I thought this was from Psyche.
I could see why you think that, but no, that was me cheering you on.
Oh. Why? Just because I'm a demon doesn't mean that I live to see souls suffer. I just want to see if they're capable of change. And you definitely were. You're not the asshole that you were when I met you, George. That's clear to me. And besides, it was my suggestion to say that you were eligible for reincarnation.
Well, thanks, I guess.
I've got to get going. Lots of souls to take care of on level 5, you know. Good luck to you, George. I see a bright future ahead of you.
So, shall we go somewhere to celebrate the good news?
Yeah, we should totally go to this nice restaurant. Some good food for some good news. If it's all the same to everyone, I think I'd rather not do any of that right now. I don't have the mental capacity. I need time to process all of this. Yeah, this would be a lot of overwhelming news. What did you want to do, Dad? Can we just go back to the gates for now? Well, all right, George, if that's what you want to do.
Well, okay, we'll accompany you there, but then I should probably take Callie back to the boarding house.
Honey, we're home.
What the hell? Cool, a dance party!
Yo-ho, a pirate's life, a pirate's life, a pirate's life, a pirate's life. Angelo? Angelo, is that you? I can't see. Hold on.
What in the name of Odin's good eyeball is going on here?
Angelo! Oh, my goodness, you just missed the best! Oh, it was just...
Okay, breathe, Loki. What the hell happened?
Okay. So, there was this giant chicken